Just trying to get everybody in here. Bear with me while people are logging on. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me.
Where are you now?
Somebody's unmuted. I heard them.
It's one of your sisters.
Hi, sister. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you look beautiful.
Can you see me?
Yeah, that's why I thought you were beautiful.
You guys are all going to get mad. You ready? Oh, wait, more people are coming in. Let me get them all in here.
Yeah, I can't wait. What a nice surprise.
I can barely hear you, sister. What'd you do?
I don't know. I guess
now I can hear you good.
Okay, good. I don't know even if my volume control affects what you hear, but I hear you fine. So I'll let you do your work.
Okay, perfect. I'm about ready to make everybody mad. You guys ready?
No.
You guys ready? Everybody ready to get mad? Hang on. You're gonna get mad right about now. Hi. Hi. I'm at the beach. God love being at the beach.
Oh, it looks beautiful there.
Yeah, we're out at Halama Beach, right near Point Conception. Blue's sitting in the truck, getting ready to go. You guys want to see something real funny? See that sand track?
Yeah.
In the sand? That's from my e-bike. See where I fell?
Oh no. Are you okay?
Yeah. The sand's soft. I'm having a blast.
Did you catch any fish?
I have not done any fishing, believe it or not.
Well, enjoy.
I am enjoying. We have sand everywhere, and we have learned that Blue is not very good camping. She wants all the birds and all the other campers' dogs. But we're dealing with it. All right, you guys, if you didn't sign up for Wednesday for the live webinar tomorrow with Agla, you need to. It's not a webinar. Sorry, I'm over talking. I'm doing a live and in-person class tomorrow at Agla headquarters on dispositions of security deposit. If you haven't signed up, sign up now. You get a free lunch. Hey, and it's me. And she promised to have a really good lunch. So, hey. We're going to be talking about dispositions of security deposit tomorrow and the difficult challenges that we have with some of them. And it'll be open for questions. But I'm encouraging you guys to sign up for that now if you haven't already. That's at Agla in Koreatown tomorrow I believe it's at noon. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on the time, please. But it is a live lunch and learn. So you get a free lunch and you get to listen to me talk for an hour. Maybe two. You never know. All right. I know we have some things going on that everybody wants to talk about. I'm sure we're still talking about that damn refrigerator law. Can Widgets members get it streamed, please? Ooh, Julia, I could do that for you guys tomorrow. I can have my web guys set up Zoom for tomorrow, and I'll just live stream the Zoom live from Agla. Okay. Send me a text message, remind me to do that, and I'll ask my web guy to send out an email blast that says live from Agla, and then I'll ask Agla if it's okay later. Laugh with me, not at me, okay? Anybody have anything that they want to discuss? Otherwise, we can go for a little walk. We can't go too far because I don't know what Starlink will do via Bluetooth. But I can at least bring out this far and show you where I'm at. It's so beautiful. We camped right on the beach last night, had a bonfire. It's just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful day out here. It was really cold and windy last night, I will tell you that. Really cold and windy. That's okay. We have bonfire. We're nice and warm. All right. LA City is starting to revamp and relook at their expenses as far as what we're spending with our Larceau fees, how much our relocation fees are, and things of that nature. So they're re-looking at that. They're probably going to make changes to that in the very near future. I'm letting people get logged on, and then I'm going to start with your guys' questions. Whenever you're ready. Anybody have anything they want to talk about today? It looks like Chris is still trying to get on, and I'm trying to get him on because I know he has questions. Come on, Chris. He probably has a bad internet connection. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? I'm still letting people get on. Here comes Arlene. Hello, Arlene. I'm going to be getting to you a little bit later today, Arlene. As you can see, I'm kind of here.
Where is that?
I'm up near Point Conception. We spent the night last night with the dog. You see her?
Oh, my.
I'm at the beach. I took my grandson home. He lives in Lompoc, and
Mm-hmm.
Halama Beach isn't far. So we decided to camp at Halama Beach last night. It was awesome.
Oh, fun. Great.
Yes. Beautiful.
Wonderful. Well, call me when the meeting is over.
Okay, will do. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about today? Anything that anybody needs to get into? Any questions we need answered? I'm getting questions on what we can do for rent concessions, you guys. If you're renting your vacant property and you're having trouble getting it rented, you want to add things that are going to invite people to want to be at your property. Example, we all charge a cell phone every night. So they have new power charging ports that have USB ports in them. It's a really, really good idea to get those charging ports and have those available for you for the residents. It's much easier for them to charge their cell phone. Think about where you charge your cell phone. It's an easy way to put lipstick on a pig, simply said. Adding those additional outlets make the house look a little bit more tech savvy and sometimes make it more inviting.
Also, LADWP is doing a thing. I think for Nest, you can get there. I think you can almost get them for close to free.
Hey, Nest is cool, especially if you pay for the utilities, because you can lock the unit so that you can't change the temperature. Okay, somebody right now just heard that and went, "Oh, I'm getting one of those for my wife." Don't do it. We all love and appreciate you. You've made it this far. Do not lock your wife out of the air conditioner, okay? You will die a very slow and painful death. Just don't do it. But yes, you can get a Nest thermostat. A Nest thermostat sets the thermostat via Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, so you can turn on the air conditioner before you get home from work and have the house nice and cool by the time you get there. They're great, but you can lock them so that nobody else can change the thermostat, which is great if you have kids. I'm just saying. It's also great in an office setting. I had a boss that would lock the thermostat at a certain temperature and not change it. Okay. Very frustrating until you learn how to take off the Nest and install your own and change it to whatever temperature you want. Sorry, just saying. I'm Widget. I'm weird. Don't leave me alone with nothing to do. I will find something, especially if I'm overheated. All right. Anybody have any questions? It was so cold here last night. The sun came up and now it's actually warming up. The sets are looking beautiful out there today.
Patty, I do have a question.
Sure, what you got?
It's about the downstairs that we have in the property and we are facing with autumn services. How we can change it to LADWP, just have the barriers. I can't find a solution. We have to start with something that's assigned for the property years ago. How we can change this?
Maybe go to the planning department. But once they assign an area to a trash or a water service, you can't change it.
It's not for everybody. It's for us. Everybody has dealing with this LIDWP services, sanitation services.
And
But
that's who you're
Autumn's-
also dealing with?
Oh, no, Autumn's took this one because it comes through those attention that this is commercial, but this is only 7-unit building. How it is possible?
7 units is commercial. Anything over 5 is commercial property.
Oh, okay. So we have 5 units next to us. They are not with Athens. Maybe that's why, because I have seen they are facing with a sanitation company, not with Athens.
Then
Okay.
I would go back, but that's usually more than 4 residential dwellings usually resides as commercial.
But we have seen, and I have do the managing some stuff that they are more than 5, and still they are dealing with sanitation companies. So it's because of the history of they have making before. I have no idea how they make this history, how we can change it.
I would go back to the trash company that you want. Belsie's asking what cities?
Okay.
Probably LA.
LA City.
LA City. There you go.
Mhm.
And I would go back to whomever you want and tell them that you'd like to sign up for their services.
Oh.
You currently belong to this, and can you cancel that and go with them? Usually
Okay.
they want your money, so it's not a problem.
The point is, I have called them. The sanitation company told me, no, yours is took over by Athens Services. You have to stick
Yeah.
with that one. I have
Yeah,
called them.
Patty, it's not that way.
Okay.
You either have DWP
LADWP or Autumn.
or Athens or whatever they're called. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
those are
unfortunately,
the
that's
choices.
what.
You can't have private.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's what covers you in that area. You
Mhm.
don't get to pick. They do.
Yes, they do. That's correct. I do have another question. I will ask later. Thank you.
No, go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, the next one is the Datsun company. The laundry company that I am facing with them, they are not paying for the owner for years, 30 years. They never paid. And they never answer how many loads you are doing. They are not answering any questions. And they are stick over there, they are not. I have talked with Mike Vernon, I have talked with Dennis Pivlock, and some others.
I already know how to fix the problem.
Thank you. What's the solution?
Call them and tell them to come pick up their machines. They're out in the parking lot.
Wow.
And when they say you can't do that, come get your machines because you don't have a written contract with me. And if that's a problem, sue me. But I didn't sign a contract. I'm the owner of the property. There's no contract on file. We don't know who you are. Your machines are in the parking lot. Come pick them up. This is your final notice.
Write it down and certify mail.
Yeah, come pick up your machines. They're in the parking lot. We don't have a contract with you.
Just write it down and send them and give
Call
some
them. Call them. Come pick up
Just
your
call.
machines. I am
Okay.
moving them into the parking lot. We do not have a contract with you.
I even went through the meeting with them, Patty. It didn't work. I was not able to do this. So this is another
Able to do
way.
what? I don't have you do not have a contract with them, correct?
No, I don't. But the contract, the way I paid Dennis 250 to review the contract, he told me you are not going to get rid of this company because the way they have written this provision that they have, you are not in the control of these machines. You
Tell
have
them
to.
to come get their machines. They're in the parking lot. You're no longer offering
Wait,
laundry.
I thought there was no contract. Is there a contract or there isn't a contract?
There is a contract with the previous owner, and the way that it's
Yes.
written, the way
It
that
is a contract. The way that they wrote, we can't revoke the contract. We
I
can't
don't know.
revoke.
Without seeing it, it's hard to say, but there's no such thing as a contract you can't revoke.
Okay, do me a favor. Do me a favor.
I mean, there might be a penalty or something, but also like, does it?
No, it's bullshit how
Is
they
it?
write
How
it,
can it be
Chris.
enforceable on you if you didn't sign?
Yeah,
Exactly, Chris.
I was in Aglam, Expo. So I have talked with several companies that they are offering this laundry.
I
They have
understand.
told me. They have told me.
If you want help with this, do me a favor. Email me a copy of the contract they
Sure.
say that they're holding you accountable for, and I will send it to Chris, and we will get Chris's opinion. But what I've done to break these contracts in the past is put their, excuse me, I'm going to get pretty languagey right now. This is something that irks me, is I put their shit in the parking lot and told them to come get it because I have no contractual obligation to keep it on my property.
That's great. Thank you.
And that's me being a jerk. In other words, you go through whatever legal channels you want, but you come pick it up or some homeless guy's going to walk off with it.
Okay. So,
But let's have Chris look at it and we'll go from there.
I will email to you.
I can't make any promises.
Is it washed? Is it washed?
No, it's not washed.
Dadson. Dadson. Dadson.
I've dealt with them in the past, and that's how I dealt with them. Come get your shit.
Thank you.
No problem.
Also-
But let Chris look at the contract. It is.
I'm not doing free legal work. Sorry.
Look
I
at.
know.
Okay, will you look at it and tell me what's happening to these people? Because this isn't the only case like this I've heard of.
Okay.
And I'm not expecting Chris to do free legal. I just want him to see what kind of garbage is happening to these little mom and pops. It's garbage.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
And I'm telling you, without reading the contract, tell them I didn't sign anything. Therefore, I personally have no obligation. And I'm telling you, we're eliminating laundry services. Come get it out of the building or you lose it.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, what if you were doing that? Right?
Right. You are right. But I don't know how we can get rid of them because they have
That's
told
how
me.
you're going to tell them is
the-
we are eliminating laundry services because it's not profitable.
They
We're
have
spending
told
money
me.
on
Yeah.
electricity. We're spending money on water. We're not
Yes.
getting any of it back. And unfortunately, we're no longer going to add this as a service. It's less expensive for us to give a credit to our tenants for taking away
Of course.
than it is to keep your machines in our lobby. So bye-bye, mister. Your stuff's going in the trash.
Thank you.
No worries, but that's how I've dealt with them. There's another company out there, and I can't think of the name of it. It's an old school company that's been doing business for 20, 30 years. It's not Wash that's staying current and adding the new machines with the credit card swiper. These aren't that fancy. These are the old school quarters, okay? And they've locked these owners into these very vaguely written contracts that lead them to believe they can't get out of it, even if they sell the property and the title changes name. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
But send a copy of it to me over so I can look at it, and I will send it to him so he understands what we're complaining about. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
And my theory is then let them sue you. How much are they going to sue you for not letting you make money off of them and them not paying you?
Would also probably be found to be void against public policy, I would hope.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, but
please,
I had the same problem with Wash, and I tried to go with a different company, and they looked at the contract and said, "Forget it.
Yeah.
You're never getting out of it."
and how I get out of it is I tell them, come pick up your crap. We're no longer providing laundry in our facility because your contract is forcing me to lose money.
It's probably the new company probably doesn't want to face liability for interfering with your contract with them. Once they know there's a contract, or they could be sued.
I see. Yeah, because I have it on my phone every month. I know that I had December of next year. It's a reminder that I have to give them, I think it's 90-day notice or whatever. I'm giving them much more notice than that I'm not renewing the contract. And they got to get their stuff.
Do it. Maybe if it's a legal entity, you might want to do it to the registered agent for service and process. Look it up on the Secretary of State's website and do it by, certified mail return receipt requested. Like,
Okay.
nail it. Dot your I's,
Okay,
cross your T's.
All right, Patty, maybe you'll be able to help me with that. And then I
You
can
got
show
it.
it to Chris before I send it. Okay, thanks, Chris.
Sure.
We'll work on that. Val, is it still legal to say no prior evictions in my rental ad? Yes, but you have to understand that evictions are masked and you can't see if they've been evicted or if they haven't. What about felonies? You must define the felony. In other words, you can't say no felony convictions because felons are a protected class in the state of California. What you can say is we don't accept felony convictions for crimes with great bodily harm. I use that. And the other one I use is manufacturing illegal substance. Simply said, one's for beating the crap out of somebody and the other one's for drugs. So those are the two ways I use it. Great bodily harm would be murder, something like that, you know, great bodily harm. It's assault, right? But it's a bad assault, not just like slamming a car door assault. Can you see the chat and all that bright light? No, I can't, but I can now. I shifted. You guys are probably looking at my nose, but sorry. Belcy, hi Patty. I have a tenant that moved in on Saturday in a property in Moreno Valley. They reported this weekend that the water heater was leaking. The owner sent a plumber and the water heater needs to be replaced. The tenant does not have hot water as of Monday. The owner is submitting an insurance claim, but not sure how long it would take to get this resolved. Does the owner have to credit the tenant rent while there is no hot water? Yes. Or how many days does the owner have to fix it before affecting habitability? It was a habitability issue when the tenant notified you. It became a habitability issue then. Okay, if you have it fixed within 24 hours or so, no rent credits needed. But now that you're waiting for the insurance to take over, he doesn't get daily rent. And they're in a lease term, so you also have to provide them a habitable dwelling. This means you need to put them in a hotel at your expense and pay for their laundry and their meals. Providing habitable premises is part of your job. And if you fail to do that, you must accommodate them. Reasonable accommodations. Hi, Allie. On my termite issue, I just received my termite report. Do I have to provide a copy to the tenant? No, this is a structural thing. It's not invasive to them. Do you have to provide a freaking property tax report to them? No. This is your private business. They have nothing to do with it. If it was lead-based paint or asbestos or something that would cause them harm, we'd have a different conversation. Termites are none of their damn business. Neither are cockroaches. And it just depends on the circumstances. But Allie, I know this tenant is a gimme goblin. You guys like that? A gimme goblin. So she's got her hand out for everything. No, you don't have to give her a copy of the termite report. Ask her, did you want a copy of my property tax report also? Does anyone have a landscaper recommendation for Holly? I need to put some lipstick on a pig in the front yard of our property. I need a reasonable contractor also. Holly, you forgot to tell us one thing. What city is this located in? It might help you get a better response. Just saying. I inherited laundry service from Coin Match. They suck. I tried to get out of it, but ran into the lease runs with the property and was not getting paid for years. I finally told them the tenants broke into the machines and were using them for free, so they finally came out and put new ones in. This is a triplex, so I'm okay with a service. However, I did threaten that I was going to put them in the parking lot. Yep, see, that's how that goes. Hi, Patty, it's me, Carla. Hi, Carla. Hi, Carla. The termites are going into her unit via the front door. I thought that they were going in via the unauthorized modification to the property she made by installing her own AC unit in the window. Therefore, she introduced the problem. So she may have to eradicate the problem. Boyle Heights for a landscaper, and she needs a landscaper, not a blow and go. You can also look in the Agla magazine, Apartment News, and look up L in the back for landscaper. They have the name of a landscaping company there. Can you file small claims on a tenant while they're still your tenant? Yes, you can file small claims on a tenant while they're still living in your property. It's an easy way to find out where they live. Sorry. Kind of an ass. Having big trouble renting a one-bedroom house. So many creepy people, most with prior evictions, but some with child abuse, child neglect. Would that be considered great bodily harm? No, but you can make your felony convictions felonies that don't involve a child. You get to pick. Okay? Many others with recent DUIs, I don't care about DUI, public intoxication, I mean, I don't care about that. I mean, look at it this way. If you go to a concert, you drink too much and you act like a fool, you're going to find out. Because if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But should we really hold somebody's drunken stupidity against them if they were just acting a fool at a concert? I don't think so. Okay, but that's me. If they were acting a fool and they hurt a child, I hope they're allergic to lead because they're going to find out. Sorry. Having big trouble renting a one-bedroom house. So many creepy people, prior evictions. I got all this, many DUIs in public. And there was another applicant that my assistant found disturbing photos on his social media, like guns, inside out flags, and worse. Okay. Watch yourself. I'm just letting you know, because if you look at somebody's social media and use that to deny them housing, it's considered discrimination. Okay? So if you denied them because they didn't meet your criteria, and then you looked to see about them on Facebook and social media and confirmed your decision that they had crappy credit and didn't meet your criteria, then you didn't do anything wrong. But I'm sure you denied them before you looked at them on social media. Because our application screening process doesn't say anything about social media. How long after a tenant is moved out, abandoned his unit, is it legally not your problem? Are you talking about his personal belongings? Carla? Okay, everybody pay attention. You may want to get a pen and paper because I'm going to give you some facts right now. Okay? If someone leaves their personal belongings behind, personal means it's not part of your property. Okay? It's their couch, their dog, their car, their personal belongings. Everything I just mentioned is considered personal belongings. Okay? Then you post a notice of belief of abandonment of personal property. They have 18 days to claim that personal property. If they don't claim it in 18 days and it's valued at less than $700, after 2 days, you can deem it as trash and throw it away. If you're talking about a house that they didn't tell you they moved out, it doesn't look like it's completely abandoned. It looks like they took what they wanted and left what they didn't. Key words: took what they wanted and left what they didn't. We are pretty sure they abandoned the property, but we're not entirely sure. We would post a notice of belief of abandonment of real property. Real property. Also, with rent unpaid for 18 days, then we can reclaim the actual house or the apartment or the unit and claim it as our own. It's how we avoid doing an eviction, folks. You're welcome. Notice of belief of abandonment of a real property gives you the house back without doing an eviction for possession. That's why no eviction attorney will sell you that notice. Ding! Did that make sense? Can we legally ask the applicants to provide social media profile? No, not at all. You cannot use social media to make a decision. It is discrimination. Discrimination. You cannot look at them online. You can only look at their credit report. Does anyone have a landscaper recommendation to put lipstick on a pig in the front yard of our property? I need a reasonable contractor. Holly's asking for anybody that has a landscaper or a contractor. And I'm looking to see what city it was because I already forgot. I want to say it was Moore Park, and I know I'm wrong. Boyle Heights. There we go. I found it. I'm not crazy. Do you have the appliances addendum? No, not yet. I'll probably have it next week. I mean, I don't mean to tell you guys this, but honestly, it's not a big deal. If I was producing it in a management company where I was managing 1,500 doors, I would start the process about the 15th of December. And in my brain, I should be done by the 20th. This isn't a difficult process. Don't overthink it, okay? The house has been back. It's the orange jumpsuit was ironed to get it. Hold on. Melanie, the house has been back. It's the orange jumpsuit was ironed to get it. Ah, got you. Go take possession. Post the notice of belief of abandonment in the tenant's file of real property and personal property and go do what you got to do. How long are they in for, Carla? You guys have been holding this property while this person's been in prison for 2 years? Oh, I was gonna say, girl, we need to have a conversation. I'm gonna kick your butt. He's abandoned it and we've been holding it for 2 years. Yeah, you're done. You're done. I believe your tenant file has both the notice of belief of abandonment of real property and of personal property. They have expired and you have since flipped the unit and are ready for rehabilitation, correct?
I've got some questions.
Okay. I got your answers. Maybe.
Okay. Death in a unit, you can't re-rent for 3 years without notifying. But what if it's an animal?
Animals don't have any rights at this time.
Okay. I'm questioning something.
Time, keywords.
Okay. Yeah. I was curious. A terrible thing happened in my neighborhood last week when a gardener was trimming trees and hit a power line. And I just was curious to know, unfortunately he passed away. And does the owner of the property have liability?
Hang on. Somebody's asking me they lost their dog. Okay, ask me the question again, Arlene. I apologize.
It's okay. So somebody was trimming trees on their property, hit power lines, died on the property.
Mm-hmm.
Does the homeowner have liability?
Yes. From a real estate perspective, they have to disclose for the next 3 years that someone died on the property if someone else intends on living there, whether they sell it or rent it.
I think she means liability to the gardener.
No. I don't mean.
Understand the liability of the gardener. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to answer that one, Chris.
No. But so even if it happens not in the property, just on the
Still on
property.
the premises.
I didn't realize that. I thought it had to be in the house. Okay.
I don't know. Read the law. I mean,
What's the law say, Chris?
I don't know. I'd have to read the law. That's my point.
I didn't hear. I'm
But
sorry.
Chris, could the family of the I mean, I don't know if he worked, it wasn't my thing, so I don't know if he worked for a company or was just a guy trimming trees. Can they go after the homeowner?
I mean, I don't know. In theory, maybe for negligence, but if the guy was trimming trees, like he's assuming some risk, and he's also, you would think, going to know that he has to be careful around power lines.
I know you would think, but that's the second time it's happened. It happened in Cheviot last year too.
Oh, I have one of those.
And okay, and then I just have another kind of a management question on paperwork. When you do a 24-hour notice and you post it, do you make a copy of it and put it and attach it to the declaration of serving?
Yes.
Okay, and then do you keep those all separately in a file or do you keep them per unit?
I keep them in each tenant file under notices served.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And I'll tell you guys right now, every time you print out a 3-day pay rent or quit or a notice A lot of times it comes with a proof of service behind it, a blank one as a courtesy for you to fill out. Don't follow my habit but for those of us that manage property for profit, meaning our paid property managers, that file gets fat real thick, real quick, and it's hard to keep track of. So my theory is if you're not going to court, don't fill out the POS, just chuck it, okay? You know what day you serve that notice because we always serve the notices the same day we prepare them. We don't serve them the next day in corporate America. It's not allowed, right? We serve them same day we prepare. So hear me out. If that's the case and that's how you do business, keeping all those proof of services filled out is just fattening your file quicker, okay? We need a proof of service if we're going to court. Remember that. Keep that in mind. If you know without a shadow of a doubt how you serve those notices every time, I knock on Sheila's door and I hand it to her. I knock on Sheila's door and I hand it to her. Like clockwork. You write the same thing every month, then just wait until you're ready to go to court with them. That's when that's when you need them. Okay? And for a mom and pop, it's a bad business practice because sometimes it's hard for us to remember. For corporate America, we know. We know what day we serve the notice because we had to prepare it, fill it out, sign it, and serve it the same day in corporate America. It's our company policy.
But if you use timestamp and take a picture,
Yeah,
then you've got the
abs-
information.
absolutely.
Also, don't give them the proof of service. They don't need it.
Right.
A proof of service.
There was
should
some
only-
attorney. There was
Hold
some
on.
attorney who like argued over the
The proof
something
of
in the proof
service.
of
I've
service.
seen it happen. I've seen it happen several times. A proof of service should be seen by a tenant in a courtroom. If they're seeing it before then, you're doing it wrong. Did I say it right, Chris?
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Okay. A
just
tenant
giving
should
them
never
additional
see.
fodder to say something was like wrong or
Yeah,
didn't.
it's an argumentative point, and quite frankly, arguing costs money, and we don't want to do any of it. Right?
Right.
In court, litigation. We call it arguing.
I would also stress your point that if you're mom and pop, you probably want to fill out the proof of service right away. And
That way you don't forget, you don't screw it up, and you're
Right.
not going to have a plethora of them like we deal with in corporate America. Okay?
Right.
I'm just giving you corporate America people that are in here, don't fill out the proof of service unless you're going to court. It takes up too much space in your file because we also keep all of the ledgers that we send you guys every month. We also keep all of those statements that we mail to you guys every month. We keep that in your file, believe it or not.
but I also wouldn't put that practice in writing anywhere.
Hey, bingo, fill out the proof of service, but it's just a little tip and
And
trick.
make sure everybody in the office knows that that's unofficial policy.
I don't know what you're talking about. My name's Frank, and we're here talking about fixing up your e-bike. I'm just kidding. Some things we don't talk about out loud. We're just having a conversation, right, Chris?
It's purely hypothetical, right, Patty?
Completely hypothetical.
Hey Patty,
So,
it's Christina. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for joining us. I am at the beach, so I can't see my screen well.
Oh, nice.
Sunlight. So I couldn't see that you were trying to get into the class. I apologize.
All good. I have when Dennis spoke at AGLA the other day, he was mentioning that the whole change of ownership. And we recently changed one of the properties from our regular name to the trust or to a trust.
Uh-huh.
That constitutes as change of ownership. Do all I need to do is just fill out the AGLA form and send that to her and stick it in the file, and that's absolutely it?
Yep.
Okay.
Patty, she has to give it to the tenants too.
It's not in a Larceau. She's going to give it to the tenant. It's not in Larceau, and she is going to give it to the tenant. She's going to fill it out, tell the tenant that the name of the person that they pay the rent to is changed from her name to the family trust, and she's going to fill out the form and put it in the file. Right?
Okay, but there's caveat to that. So the tenant pays the rent to our LLC, not to our personal name. So they're going to continue to pay the rent to our business name, but not to the trust. How do I manage that?
Can't you just have the LLC be be the management company, and so they're writing it to the management company? I mean, that's a
Yes.
frequent occurrence. And then just so you have change of ownership and maybe change up.
I have the same case. They don't pay to the owner. They only pay to the management company. Why we have to declare every time if we are changing? Because they are paying to the company that
Because
manage.
it's only the owner of record that you can sue. So we need to know who the owner of record is as a tenant by law.
But they don't pay to them.
I don't care. If I fall on your property, I want to know who to sue.
So does the AGLA form give the option to distinguish the new owner's name and who to make payments to? So the payment,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
So payment stays the same to the LLC. I'm just letting you know that the ownership has changed. That's it.
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay.
Give a
Got it.
copy to the tenant, put it in the case, I call it a case file because I worked in a law firm. Put it in your tenant file.
I probably shouldn't say this, but as a lawyer, I'd be entirely comfortable arguing that there is no distinction, legally speaking, between a revocable trust and a grantor or trustor in their individual capacity.
I understand that, but
Because I know authority. I have authority. I could go into court with that, and that's only because of my background. But
I
I would
understand
still fill out the paperwork
that. Okay, thank you,
and
Chris.
send it
Because
to.
my argument is look at mom and pop, because we're talking to a blanket of people right now. Look at mom and pop that just put their house from their house into their trust. They still have to notify the tenant, and we're not even talking
Yeah,
about
I'm just saying, don't give up on a eviction that's 6 months in because you didn't do that or something. There's still.
Got it.
it's argument.
That's all.
Nobody give up on an eviction until you talk to several other attorneys. Okay, several keyword.
Yeah. Christina, also, it was nice meeting you. And also, when you re-rent, make sure that you have the trust as the owner and then you as the trustee or whatever.
Got it. Okay.
And
So
then
do I need to make an amendment to the lease agreement stating that?
no, because you're notifying them with the AGWA letter that ownership has changed, but the person to pay hasn't.
Okay.
Okay, Val, am I positive the landlord must notify a potential renter that the prior tenant died in the property of natural causes? Yes, I am absolutely positive. It's not just for sales, it's for all real estate transactions. Property management is a real estate transaction. A lease, whether it is written, verbal, for a term or a month to month, is also considered a real estate transaction. Therefore, you must do it in writing at the sale or the rental of a property for 3 years after the death. Any luck with billing back utilities with a reduction of rent to existing tenants yet? Yes. Talk to Livable. Have you talked to Livable? Because they do a great job at that. Plus, if her tenant has renter's insurance, shouldn't the trust be listed as an additional insured? In my opinion, absolutely. So, Christina, what
I don't
Val?
even think. I don't think it should even be an additional insured. I think it should be the primary insured.
What? The tenant is the primary insured.
On the are we talking about renter's insurance or the?
Yes, we're talking about renter's insurance, sir.
Yeah.
So on renter's insurance, we want the trust listed as additional insured. Or
Well, good luck with that. Usually, get the interested party.
Interested party works to notify us if they don't make a payment or if the policy is being canceled or something like that. Interested party or additional insured makes it so you can file a claim for them. So that's
I know, but it usually costs your tenants a lot more.
It's very hard to get that from some insurance companies. So if you can't get it, don't panic. Just go for the interested party. That's what we really want to know anyway. All right, anybody else?
I have a question, just a clarification. This is Sydney, just a clarification question, hi, about the trust. So I don't have an LLC. I just have, but I have a trust and my property is now in my trust. So I need to let the tenants know who
Yes,
pay rent.
ownership change.
Okay. Ownership change. Okay.
I think technically the ownership, the legal owner is the trustee of the trust. So it's like
That is correct, but
so and
it's
so
still
trustee of the whatever trust under it, declaration of trust and the date of it or whatever.
yes.
And then they still submit their rent payments to me though, not to the
You're
trust.
gonna fill out Agla's form of a change of ownership or change in management, and
Okay.
you'll tell them that it'll stay the same, but still give them the same information they're doing now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, it is 8% rent increase under 1482. You have all the numbers just in the wrong order. 1482. It is 8% in LA. Yes, correct.
Maybe not by the end of today.
Right? By the end of the day, that could change. There's a lot of things going on. What she's talking about on the 8% is unincorporated or incorporated LA County, subject to only statewide. But yeah, they're trying to revamp things and make it more difficult for us folks. And remember how we all laughed at Val? We all laughed at her in the beginning because she didn't own anything in rent control. She's all the way up in Kern County with her properties. Who's laughing now? She doesn't have any municipalities with any weird rules yet. And right now she's cracking up laughing. I can hear her all the way down the coast. You're not laughing? I'm sorry.
So, Patty, we have to wait
Patty, I have a question.
to make
Okay.
sure.
Hi, how are you? My
Hi.
question is, my next door neighbor is complaining there was a tree and we cut it like 7 years ago, and some roots are going to her property. So she's telling me I have to remove the stump because the roots are going to her property. Is it my responsibility or no?
Without looking at the actual tree stump and the problem and whose tree it was, I can't answer the question.
I mean,
I think she probably needs to consult an attorney, to be honest with you. It's a boundary.
Yeah.
it is.
Regarding property boundaries. Yep. Look at it this way. If the
Yeah.
tree was on your property and the leaves were over in her yard and the limbs were in her yard, she could cut it. It's in her yard.
Okay.
Okay. But Chris is right. I'd be without looking at the pictures of what I'm looking at, and then I'd still
I
probably.
think it also depends where you're at, because I know you can't. I think it's sycamore trees and certain oaks. You're not even allowed to.
It was sycamore tree, but we cut it because it was what do you call it? It was during the COVID and was going ruining a roof over. So the tree was cut.
Yeah, you can usually
completely.
trim. You just can't usually completely
No,
cut
but
down.
we cut it
my
completely
experience.
because it was COVID and we couldn't get anybody to answer a question. So we cut it completely.
Well, be
And
careful.
it's
You don't want to get in trouble either.
yeah, go ahead.
I would just.
I could get in trouble with. Yeah, go ahead.
I would just kind of keep it on the down low as far as public officials. I think you should try and talk to a boundary dispute attorney. Hopefully, maybe more than one.
Okay.
I think it was a pine tree. She said pine tree, Chris.
Right.
Thank you. Also, you guys, same thing with a Joshua tree. Those are now protected in the state of California. You cannot remove them from the property.
So what if you removed it? What would happen then?
I'm not going to answer those questions.
What can this? Oh,
If they're protected by the state of California, I know it's not fish and game, but something along those lines.
no, but the tree was cut, and because I'm saying that the roots just went to her property. Whatever's going to her property, I'm not responsible for that.
I would talk to a real estate attorney regarding property lines. I don't
Oh, okay.
necessarily agree with that statement. As a real estate broker, I don't agree with that statement.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your advice. I
No
really
advice
appreciate
from me.
No,
Anybody
but
have
I
anything
heard
else?
you. Thanks.
No problem. So we have to wait and then serve the rent increases for the 1st of January. I wouldn't. I can't answer that. I don't know what's going to happen with the rent increases, but they're only going to go down from here, folks. They're not going to go up anytime soon. Just saying. What did Patty just say? Rent increases aren't going to be going up anytime soon. They're based on the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. And we're not spending money. That's why they're lowering the federal mortgage rate. Okay, so the CPI, in my opinion, is probably going to go down again. Meaning our rent increases are going to be even lower than they are now. But mind you, my crystal ball is broken, baby. And I'm just guessing based on things I'm seeing in the industry.
Yeah,
I
well,
was
if
going
you're
to tell you that
lucky
your
enough to
crystal
be in
ball
LA
is working.
City,
Hold on. Chris first.
I mean, literally today they're talking about, I think they're talking about 60% of CPI and taking out the housing component. So that'll be minuscule. You're probably,
You're not even going to hit 1% at that
yeah,
amount.
it won't even be covering your property tax increase.
It's not even going to hit 1% at that amount. I mean, that's the easiest way I could say it to owners so they could understand what we're talking about.
I think, I mean, it might, I don't know. I think it may be time to 1031 out of LA City because, you know, what's next is like the New York City type rules where you can't raise to market rates during vacancies.
It's called vacancy decontrol. And yes, they're already talking about it in the state.
Can you explain what vacancy decontrol is?
Vacancy decontrol says that when your property goes vacant, you can increase the rent by 10%, not by market value. No matter how much money you have to put into it to make it rent ready.
Not even 10%. Couldn't it be, I
It's
think it
whatever
could be the RSO amount, right? The
correct.
RSO percentage.
Correct. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Right now, we're dealing with the 10% because of the state of emergency. But under vacancy decontrol, you would only be able to raise the rent by however much you can raise the rent. So if your rent increase was a maximum of 1%, that's how much you could raise your rent after you do all the repairs and put it back on the market. So if the guy living there was paying $600 and it cost you $60,000 to fix it up, you can now rent it for $660. Yes?
Yeah.
Let me
So,
let me give a little pro tip because
okay,
that in the family happened where
please.
if you're gonna do a tax-free exchange, it's called a 1031 exchange. It's
Mhm.
based on the tax code section. That's where it gets its name from. But you have to plan that in advance. You need a qualified intermediary to hold the money, or you blow the 1031. You can't do it after the fact. So
Find what you want to buy before
right,
you sell,
but
is what he
also
just said.
you need your qualified intermediary which is a special party that holds the money and that's all they do. You need to plan that whole exchange before you try and do it because the whole point is to not pay capital gains and to roll over the proceeds into another property. And anyway, like even my cousin, who's a lawyer, didn't know that and stupidly sold something and then was talking about exchanging it after selling.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if the money touches the
Doing a
ground,
DST.
and if the money hits the ground, now you're paying capital gains tax. And what I
But
mean
I
is if
want,
it hits a bank account, if it touches a bank account, because there's nowhere for it to land, you just got hit with capital gains tax.
And depreciation recapture.
Yep.
you only have 45 days to find a
Find the
property.
property.
And that's within the continental US, to the best of my knowledge. So even the US Virgin Islands. Where do you guys want to travel to? I'm just playing. Hello. Being funny.
But I wanted to say, Patty, your crystal ball was right because 6 months ago you said by November or so, places are going to be for rent. I'm seeing a lot more for rent signs. You were saying that, people are not going to make their car payments. I'm hearing about all these people, even premium people who are not paying their car loans. You saw it coming.
Well, as a property manager, I try to look forward as if I give somebody a rent concession of $500 a month, that means their rent's going to go up at the end of the year by $500 plus would I ever increase it. I will say that I already know of 3 evictions that have been started this month, and this is the very beginning of November, because of non-payment on those $500 concessions. Remember, we'll give you 2 months free rent. Remember I told you I'm going to watch those like a hawk? Well, guess what? I already know of a small handful of evictions that have started because they couldn't make that payment.
Hmm.
And it's I don't want to say, oh, your crystal ball's right. No, it was a lucky guess. It was a lucky guess.
Also, the CPI went way down, and they're saying it's because of housing, because of rents. The October CPI.
Yeah, but they're saying a lot of things, but some of the things you guys got to pay attention to is you can't rent your vacants. Corporate America is sitting at a 15% vacancy rate right now, creeping up on 18% vacancy. And they are the ones that set the standard in this industry for how much the price is going to be when we do assess our rental market. And they're having trouble. So with that being said, I don't think housing is a problem in our state. Paying attention?
Yeah, but if they don't allow rent increases, people are not going to re-rent their places. They're going to pull them off the market, and then they're going to have a bigger
Exactly. They're
problem.
going to get out of the industry.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We'll sell to somebody who wants to live in them,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
demolish it and build their dream house and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Right.
I think you guys, maybe we all need to buy a floating island. We all need to invest in a big island and float on it together.
Yeah.
So Patty and Chris and Arlene, it's Sydney, have a more of a clarifying question about the vacancy decontrol. Under DCBA, they say I'm not subject to vacancy decontrol.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
California, the whole state of California is not subject to vacancy decontrol at this time.
It's what they
Okay.
did in New York City, and so that's like the trend of where things are going. And there was also what was it, Prop 33? Is that the one we defeated?
Yes,
Yes.
it
Prop
is.
33 was trying to do that.
Okay.
and-
So then does that mean I can, my unit's vacant, I've fixed it up, ready to rent it. Can I rent it now for what I want to rent it at? Or am I limited to 10% or
10% until after January the 7th.
It's 10%, and then like you can amortize the amount you threw into it to fix it up.
10% until after January 7th?
But how much did you put in capital improvements into it?
Probably maybe 30,000.
Because I saw something the other day where an attorney was talking about then you can, divide that by 12 and you'd have 10% plus that amount per month could be
Okay.
increased.
It's
I
what
wouldn't-
they're willing
I
to
wouldn't
argue.
worry.
It's
I
what they're
wouldn't worry.
willing to argue in court is
I
what
wouldn't worry too much about, well, the fact that you make capital improvements makes it a totally different, to me,
I get that. I get
makes it a
that.
totally different situation. So I wouldn't worry too much about the 10%. And no, we don't right now, since we don't have, I think everybody should, get as much as you can. It's just, you don't
Right.
want to languish on the market forever either in this kind of environment.
Right.
Right.
But-
So that's why I was asking if I should increase it 10%, because I remember listening to one of the AGLA calls a couple of weeks ago with that attorney, Dave, is it Dave Navidovich?
Yeah.
And he was saying if you make your lease for longer than a year, even if it's by 2 weeks longer, you can raise it to whatever you want. Is that true?
I believe
I watched the same webinar. I think I watched a recording of it, and I
Yeah.
remember saying that. I haven't actually looked into it.
I think I know why, Chris. I think that the moratorium that's written that says any lease that's entered into for 1 year or less.
Okay.
So
I
by
think that's it.
adding 13 months, you're entering into more than a 1-year contract, and that's the caveat he's willing to argue.
But then, do you have to extend a 13-month lease after the first lease is over?
Wouldn't it
What?
just go month to
No,
month?
month to month.
Well, if you wanted to go month to month,
And if you wanted to do a new lease term, you could do a lease for 6 months. There's nothing in the city ordinance that says a renewal has to be for a certain amount of time.
isn't there something about,
City of Santa Monica, City of West Hollywood require 1 year and then renewals.
right? I guess it depends on whether or not,
Depends on the jurisdiction.
and it depends on how long you want somebody there, if you want it as a way to kind of push them out and stuff too.
So would you consider just to bypass all of that language if I want to raise it more than 10% to do a 13-month lease for 1 year and then after that it just goes month to month?
That's going to be an answer for Chris to answer right now. That is what Niv
I-
Davidovich was trying to teach you to do.
Right.
I got no input on that.
I think it might be okay in DCBA. In LA County, I think, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. You're still only capped at the rental increase once a year, right? So
Right.
whether you're on a
Right.
month to month or not, but I'm not sure that I feel like in LA City they can demand a lease at the same term if they want, and I think the landlord can too. And it's a way to avoid relocation assistance.
Mhm.
Because if they're not willing to take up the same lease, you don't owe them the relocation assistance in LA City.
The other thing is also,
that's a stretch. Sorry.
the other thing also is, I don't know if it's DCBA, I know with LARSO, if you have capital improvements, you can ask for, you have to submit paperwork, and it takes like over a year to get back. But
Yeah.
then they can separate it per tenant over 5 years, and 50%, so you could get potentially $15,000 back from your 30.
Okay.
You mean out of your tenants that doesn't count as a rental increase based for the purposes of the rent control?
Correct, because what happens is there's a form that you fill out, and then the city goes through it, and then they tell you how much each, it was, for me, it was nominal. It was like $4 they were going to raise the rent each tenant for 5 years. But,
Is that
but,
like the passing on the RSO registration?
yeah, right, but then they send a letter to the tenant saying that this is approved and whatever.
Right.
But it's been like, I think I submitted it last December, and the final hasn't come through yet, so maybe I'll get it soon, I don't know. But that may be one way of recouping some of the money.
Look. Okay. We're good. Sorry, we're leaving the campsite, and I just wanted to make sure everything came with us that went to the campsite. We're on the move.
Oh, Arlene, I wanted to give you an update too from a few
Oh.
weeks ago. I did replace my old tankless water heater that
Okay.
was just going in and out, and they replaced it with one called Navien, Navien, which I hear is one of the top rated ones
Yes.
out there. So I replaced it, and the unit, it's all in all total, it was about $2,300. The unit plus labor. The cost of the tank was maybe 1,900 or so, and then
Oh, great. Oh, they've come down a lot, because I think I put mine in, I guess, about 15 years ago or more, and it was like, I think 5,000 each.
Yeah.
So that's great that they've come down that much. Thanks for the information, though. I appreciate it.
Yep, you're welcome. But I also have like a three bedroom, 2-bath home. I don't know if you need a larger tank for your place.
No, I have 2 of them.
Okay.
They put in 2.
Okay.
And then I put a recirculating pump in, because it's a 2-story.
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
that's really good to know. I thought it was going to be a much bigger deal.
Yeah. No, I was happy with that.
Great, wonderful. Well, let me know how it keeps working. The only thing that I can recommend is that I am really fastidious about every 12 months having the plumber come
Mm-hmm.
and
Cleaning it.
and draining and cleaning it. And I think that's why I've had, knock wood, no problems.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure to do that every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And it's the same unit that my plumber just put in his new house, he said. So he hasn't had any issues and he's had it 4 years, he said. So,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's the name that I heard recently mentioned also. That was a good product.
Just leave the site. So we left the campsite and drove up onto this bluff. And I can hear you guys still talking when I come back into range. And I'm like, yes, it's
Hi,
the only
Bridget.
one that was absent was me. That was great. All right. Anybody else have anything? Let me look at the chat and make sure we didn't get anything. I don't see anything in there that we missed. If anybody else has anything, please let me know.
You're still doing lunch.
Otherwise,
You're still doing lunch and learn tomorrow, right?
Lunch and Learn tomorrow at Agla. You need to sign up today. And if you go on there and it says it's closed, email Diana at Agla and tell her to count you in. Diana at agla.org and tell her that you forgot to sign up and please help me sign me up, and she'll tell you it's not a problem, but she needs to know that way. And that's tomorrow, Lunch and Learn at Agla's headquarters with Widget. And it's going to be on dispositions and security deposit. And I am going to try to live stream it as per Julia's request. I think it's at noon. I am. I'm going to try to Zoom it for you guys. I will try to Zoom it. I will do that. I will have my web guys set up a link as soon as I get off this call. And I will call you when I'm done emailing him, Arlene, because I know that's on there next. Anybody else have anything?
Will you send us the link, Patty, to Zoom it tomorrow?
In other words, I'm going to send everybody a Zoom link that says
Okay.
you can log on, but
Okay.
guess what? If you log on through my Zoom link, you don't get free lunch.
Right. Right.
At least you can watch about the dispositions of security deposit, okay?
That'd be great.
Thank you.
The fridge law, I missed the question, Val. I will have the thing probably available the first week of December, the addendum. You're gonna have to provide refrigerators in any new coming units and stoves, all appliances is how it reads. So for any new incoming tenants starting January 1st, any existing, you want an addendum on file as of January 1st, stating that they want to use their own, but they, at this time, that's a key word, at this time. And then if their refrigerator breaks, you're going to have to replace it. You
But if
can repair,
it's your unit there already, you don't have to do anything, right?
if it's their unit already
No.
and they're on a month to month,
No, if it's the landlord's appliances already in there.
Arlene, you provide top of the line stuff. You don't have to do a darn thing, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You don't
Okay.
have to do anything, but the rest of us that are the tenants are using the refrigerator and we're on a month to month, we need an addendum signed by January 1st stating that they want to use their own at this time.
Val, I don't think the 10-year thing made it in.
The 10-year
It
thing
didn't.
did
It
not make
didn't.
it in. The 10-year thing is off the chart. That no longer applies. What it says is it must be working and efficient for the unit size. So you can't go stick a mini fridge in a property. And we had questions about a freezer. Well, okay, you could get a refrigerator without a freezer, but then you still need to provide food storage. So you have to go then buy a stand-up freezer because you have to provide all the appliances. So I know there's lots of loopholes. I know people are throwing mud to see what sticks. Just cover your asset and put an addendum on file. I'll have it for you probably next week. I have one more attorney looking at it right now. And then
You don't want to look unreasonable in front of a judge or jury.
No, you don't. And a toaster is not an appliance. Toaster is not an appliance, Val. Refrigerator, stove, oven, water heater, dishwasher only if it's built in, microwave only if it's built in. Be glad they're not asking us to provide the washer and dryer. I'm sure that will come quickly.
Oh, I checked. The email says it's at 12 noon at lunch at
At
Agla.
Agua? Okay, perfect. I knew it was gonna be probably at noon or later because we have something going on in-house in the morning. Like, like an office meeting. Yeah, I need a pizza oven. Hey, check this out. Can you guys see her? Blue, what are you doing? And you say hi to everybody? You let them know that you got rumbled in the surf at the beach? She got derbied. Her legs are only this long, so she floats really quickly and then with the surf, it was great. All right, guys, if we're done for today, I'm going to get off of here because there's a beautiful view I need to see, and I need to get to LA or Arlene's going to kill me. Arlene, give me a few minutes and I'll give you a ring. Let me email my web guy first and ask him to send an email to everybody tomorrow for a Zoom on distributions of security.
I want to ask Arlene, did you get my emails, the forwards from CAA?
No.
Did you check your spam? Because,
I might have gave you her wrong email address.
oh, good job.
Hey, Arlene, do me a favor. Text me your email address you'd like me to send to Chris, and I'll do that right away.
Okay, and Chris, did you by chance call the handyman guy yet?
No,
I'm meeting with him
because
today.
not yet. I may
Okay.
have actually already had it disappear out of my signal chat with Patti. I'm getting indecision from ownership. I would trying to figure out whether or not they need the tax deduction this year or next year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, because I was meeting with him today, so I mentioned to him that he may be hearing from you, so it won't come out of the blue.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure.
All right, you
Okay,
guys.
thanks.
I gotta
Bye.
get out of here. Arlene's gonna get mad at me because I won't be there in time for dinner.
Have fun and be careful. Thank you so much.
Safe
All right.
Okay, bye
travels.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Buddy.